Yo, how's you? Welcome to the Minecraft Breakdown with me, your host, Rodney12, the Mighty Gulliver. Thanks for popping by. Stupidly assuming I was getting better from the delusions I've been suffering from in real life, my subconscious decided to finger bang my brain against my will like I was a girl in a hentai flick. I did this picture as a joke, but now I'm worried how aroused I'm getting over myself and how much I want to fuck. No. Naked grandma, naked grandma, naked grandma, naked grandma, naked grandma. Yes, I'm gonna do them all. Naked grandma, 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 naked grandma. No, we're okay. After spending 3 weeks trying to stay awake because prescribed sedatives were slapping me about and I was suffering from multiple delusions ranging from thinking I was a Mexican adult film star called El Cudlito Bandito to being at the centre of a plot where people are trying to embarrass me publicly and assume my identity, I finally got back to making Minecraft content. After getting back from a hectic adventure that was so amazing, I'm thinking about turning it into an extended episode for when I hit 100 subscribers. I put away the 3 spoiler-free items I was awarded with for returning Roxana, a diorite princess, safely home to her father, King Diorite. Seeking a moment to myself to reflect on the last few days and ponder the possible consequences of my actions when I had to choose between... I went for a bit of me time and attempted to get back to my roots with a little bit of wheat farming. 3 hours later. I put the fruits of my labour inside the wheat and seeds chest where I keep my wheat and seeds for the times that I may need some wheat and or seeds in the future, and went about the rest of my day feeling a lot more zen and in harmony with the universe. Totally in the zone and motivated to get some work done, I decided that the first thing on my list of stuff to do was to sort my base out. Mostly because I don't really have much of a base. Truth be told, historically, I'm a bit of a letdown when it comes to bases. For example, this is a picture of a previous world. This is my base. And this subjectively awesome structure, which gobbled up 5 hours of my life, is where I store my wool. And just to drive my point home, this is another base, which is situated right next to this spectacular empty building. Go figure. Although, while we're here, I've always wondered about what your Minecraft world says about you, as in what psychological headspace you're in, you get me? There was a girl who used to come into my shop and she was always on about how she built a jail populated with zombie prisoners that she'd go to and she'd spend time letting them out for exercise before putting them back into the designated cells. I thought it was a bit weird at first, and then I thought about it and postulated that she was so devoid of control in her life that it was her only way of dealing with it. I mean, I'm not a psychologist or all, but I feel like I've got a point somewhere. What do you think your Minecraft world says about you? Comment below. Anyway, one of the gifts King Diorite awarded me was a magical glass seedling. I'm not 100 on what it actually does, something about a base or whatnot. I wasn't listening, I just heard glass and zoned out for a second or two. But he did give me some instructions to follow, so I just cracked on regardless. I found a location to plant the seed and follow steps 1 and 2. I dug a hole to the prescribed depth and chucked in the magical seed along with some oak planks. Steps 3 and 4 were followed out to the letter, but let's face it, it's not exactly rocket science at this point. Steps 5 and 6 also posed little threat to overloading my motor skills, so I drenched the block in river water from the river. Descriptions are easy. And waited in anticipation. Two hours later. Look at him, motherfucker. If you don't start doing some magic shit right now, I'm gonna fucking... Oh shit, something's happening. Oh. Yes. Oh. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it? Whatever, I've got other stuff to do. Stay tuned to find out what happens. Just as I was about to leave and go about my day trying to distract myself from my own impatience, a creeper snuck up on me and told my soul to fuck off from my body. I was dead before the bee of the boom. Frustrating. Respawning at base, I went to collect my stuff. I was pretty angry, so I smacked a tree up like it was the naughtiest tree around that needed teaching a lesson, and totally not because I'd just spent an hour of my life spray painting a PVC pipe just for potential jokes. Not at all. The tree was naughty. Got it? After that, I decided the last reminder of my biggest Minecraft screw-up needed to be dismantled. Even though I had more than enough dirt stored at my base, I opted to kill some time and get some more that I could use to pillar up to the offending eyesore. I grabbed a few shovels from my tool chest, headed east to the savannah behind my creeper farm and started to dig out the blocks I didn't require. 10 minutes later. It seemed to get dark pretty quick and I watched the moon rise in the distance. It was a beautiful, tranquil moment that gave me goosebumps. My calm was enhanced. On my way home, an Enderman popped into this reality right in front of me and I pooed myself a little. I was not prepared to do battle with this creature on any level, and to make matters worse, I'd made eye contact with the entity. It was a tense standoff for a few seconds. That was close. Thankful that I'd made it home safe, I went to bed. I had a weird dream that I lived in the ocean for some reason, and then I got up early, eager to start destroying shit. I pillared up to the platform, enjoyed the view, and then knocked through to the top layer. I had covered it with glass so nothing could spawn on it, and I was very sad that I was going to have to smash it all without retrieving any of it. Hello, darkness, my old friend! Tools out and it was time to get started on the platform itself. A couple rows in, it slowly dawned on me that mistakes may have been made in the planning stages of my planned plan, which is a nice way of saying I'm really dumb. Mistake number 1, wastage. As I was not at the preferred collection distance, most of the oak planks I was chopping were falling onto the floor 40 blocks below me. And just like a 1 woman versus 7 dudes gangbang, some wood was definitely going to go to waste. Maybe a stepped approach or even a ladder may have been more advisable. Mistake number 2, no prep. I didn't really have enough tools with me to complete the job, but I was kinda lucky. Due to the nature of the task I was performing, I could whip up a crafting table and make the tools that I needed on the fly, but it's still no excuse for a seasoned pro like me. Mistake number 3, lack of light. In Minecraft, not a sponsor, hostile mobs abide by 2 main rules, distance and light level before they can spawn. There's a few nuances to distance, but basically they can spawn 24 blocks away from you, which is also cross-referenced and dictated by the level of light of the spawnable block, which since 1.18 is now 0. Incidentally, while we're here, the old rule for light was 6 or less, and even though I understand why the developers changed the rule, I really don't agree with it, but that's totally up for debate at a later date, maybe on a podcast I'm thinking about doing. But for now, whatever, feel free to leave a comment about this controversial topic at your leisure. But if your comment is, oh, I don't like it when creepers blow up my base, then shut up, you're a pussy. Anyway. As this really bad not to scale illustration shows, the entire platform at night has potential for mobs to spawn on it, as it's not lit up and is so big depending where I am on it, mobs might be able to spawn outside the 23 block range of safety, thus creating the right conditions for me to recreate scenes from the Evil Dead film franchise while possibly running from kamikaze cucumbers to add a little spice to the mix. Not good. The 2 torches I had in my inventory were essentially useless and I didn't have any resources to make any more, so I was in for a rough night if I didn't sort it out, which I didn't. Luckily, because I was being stupid, I rectified all 3 mistakes in one fell swoop because I fell off the platform and died. So after respawning, I collected the loot off the floor, grabbed some more torches and made some axes while I had the chance. I had a quick one-sided fight with an aquatic flavoured zombie, had a nap and then went back to work. Using the torches I had, I lit up about a third of the platform and cracked on. Day turned to night and for whatever stupid reason I wandered into the illuminated portion of the platform, which triggered a few hostiles to spawn, and I was startled by this twat who promptly slapped me off the platform, and I deserved it. And in truth, I survived totally by accident after landing in the only bit of water, which turned out to be awesome for me as I could collect the few extra planks that had fallen down onto the ground there. Another upside to this event was that I could get some food that I desperately needed. Grabbing some baked potatoes I had already chilling in a furnace and having a snack to replenish my health, I went to bed again. I breezed through the last of the platform and de-pillared down to ground level. Not far from the bottom, some zombie offered me out, so I got ready for a fight. And I'm not being funny, this youth must have been hard as fuck in his previous life, because he gave me a proper run for my money, nearly doing me in, and I was forced to forgo the gentlemanly fisticuffs to beat his ass to death with a cobblestone block. Now some folk may have to Google this obscure UK reference, but like a horny Lenny Henry as dawn approached, I got out my wood and happily put it away in a large chest. Right, I'm sorry, that is a very bad joke. I'm tired. Anyway, the rest of my inventory was safely stashed away in the relevant places, and I turned my attention back to the mound of dirt to see if there was any new developments. And there wasn't. Seeking a bit of clarity, I whipped out my phone and sent a text to Roxana. Hey, can you ask your dad about this seed? How long do I wait? Send. For fuck's sake, just fucking grow. You've got one job. You've got one fucking job. If you don't start... Oh, let's have a look. The text reply stated I wouldn't have to wait long, but no specific. She also sent another text which confused the shit out of me. I thought it was a strange QR code at first. It took me a few seconds to realise it was a nude selfie. 43 seconds later. The mound began to do that strange glowy thing it did before, but then there was a low rumble accompanying it which had me a little bit concerned. Even more so when steam started to shoot out of the ground and all of a sudden there was a loud BANG, and that's all I remember.
Wake up, Gulliver. Wake up, Gulliver. Wake up, Gulliver. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, Gulliver. Wake up, Gulliver. Wake up, Gulliver. Wake up. Everything's okay.
Oh, whoa, what was that, man? I awoke in the dark, and fuck knows where I was. Underground, apparently. I had no clue how I got there. I just picked a direction and started to punch my way out. Eventually, I punched a hole through and saw daylight. I was very relieved, but I still didn't know where I was, and my head was pounding. I removed the last few blocks to make a hole big enough to fit through, and I poked my head out to try and figure out where I was and get some fresh air. What? What? What are you on about? Look behind me. Okay. Oh my days. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Naked grandma. In fact, you know what? We're letting this one go.
Wheat and seeds, yo, I need some